It having reached the hour of 5:32, I am calling the April 13th, 2021 Modesto City Council meeting to order and ask the city clerk to please call the roll.
Councilmember Tiskusha Brayton.
Aye.
Madrigal.
Right.
Councilmember Ricky.
Present.
Zolaki.
Here.
Aye.
Thank you, Tony. Councilmember Conoyer.
Here.
Councilmember Wright.
Here.
Mayor Swallen.
Here. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation from Mark Hammond from the Celebration Center. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Would you bow your head as I pray? Heavenly Father, first of all, just let me say thank you so much. Thank you for so many blessings. Thank you for keeping us healthy enough to fulfill our callings. Thank you for provision. Thank you for family, friendship, and tonight, particularly for our great city. Thank you for the ability and the honor to be involved in work that will keep us safe and moving forward as a community. Your scripture tells us to select capable people who fear you, trustworthy people, and appoint them as officials over thousands. Heavenly Father, the people have done just that. So tonight I'm asking you that you would grant these leaders wisdom and insight. Grant them the ability to work together while actively refusing to be offended. For personal peace in their lives, in their families, in their homes, and joy in their task. Father, I pray for the agenda set before them today. Please give an assurance of what would benefit those who live and work in our incredible city. In all these requests, I give you thanks. Amen.
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 Thank you so very much. Does the city clerk have any announcements?
No, Mayor.
Do any of the council members have any conflicts of interest?
No.
No.
All right, I don't see any hands raised. Thank you. Will the city attorney report out on closed session?
Yes, Mayor. The council considered a few items today under closed session. Staff was given direction. No reportable action was taken.
Thank you. Next, we will have the proclamation and declaring April 11th through 17th, 2021, National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. And I'd ask Wendy Silva to please come to the podium. Thank you. I will read the proclamation. Emergencies can occur at any time that require police, fire, or emergency medical services. And when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of police officers, firefighters, and paramedics is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property. And the safety of our police officers and firefighters is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who telephone the Stanislaus Regional 911 Emergency Communications Center. And public safety telecommunicators are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services. And public safety telecommunicators are the single vital link for our police officers and firefighters by monitoring their activities by radio, providing them information, and ensuring their safety. And public safety telecommunicators have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients. And each dispatcher has exhibited compassion, understanding, and professionalism during the performance of their job in the past year. Therefore, be it resolved that the City Council declares the week of April 11th through 17th, 2021 to be National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in the City of Modesto, in honor of the men and women whose diligence and professionalism keep our city and citizens safe. and that is dated this day, the 13th day of April, 2021. Thank you so very much, and I will come out to give this to you so that you can take it back and share it with our wonderful 911 dispatchers.
Thank you. And on behalf of those incredible dispatchers and call takers, I would like to say thank you very much for this recognition. It truly is an honor for us to serve this great community. Many of us are born and raised here, live here, and it's truly an honor for us. So thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Very much. Well, thank you.
All right. Next, we will present a citizen's commendation of merit to Jeremy Camacho and Justin Hitty, and Chief Ernst will say a few words first.
All right. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Alan Ernst, Fire Chief. We're proud to be here tonight, and on behalf of the City of Modesto, I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize two of our great citizens and employees here for their actions and contributions to our community. Tonight, we are honored to present Justin Heedy and Jeremy Camacho, both City of Modesto employees, with the Modesto Fire Department Citizen Commendation of Merit Award for their actions on scene of a vehicle accident. The Citizens Commendation of Merit Award is to a citizen in recognition for outstanding and exemplary service involving exceptional performance, effort, and bravery, or heroism at the scene of an emergency. I'd like to just give a little brief description of the incident and what they did that day. So on the morning of Friday, February 19th, 2021, our Modesto Fire Engine 10 responded to a rollover accident on Hatch and Boulder. An SUV had rolled over and flipped into the irrigation canal and came to rest on its side and roof in about a foot of water. Prior to the crew's arrival, Justin and Jeremy, both from the City of Modesto Utilities Department, stopped to help rescue the 3 occupants trapped in the vehicle. They used a fire extinguisher to put out a fire that had started in the engine compartment, and also assisted in extricating all 3 occupants. One of the occupants was unconscious and with his head about halfway underwater. By the time Engine 10 arrived, all 3 occupants were standing on the back of the canal. The efforts of Justin and Jeremy prevented what could have been an absolute tragedy and ultimately helped save 3 lives, which earned them the Modesto Fire Department Citizen Commendation of a Merit Award. And with that, I'd like to offer that, and Mayor, if you'd like to come up.
Thank you so much. This is a little acknowledgement and a little appreciation for your efforts of truly going above and beyond. Kind of without words, but we really truly do appreciate you. I'll bring these to you.
And Mayor, if it's okay, I'd like to just, one last thing, it's important to acknowledge that there was actually a third member of our community that we will be recognizing at a later time. Brandon Ashford is a Stanislaus County Parks employee and was there to assist in that rescue. So we'll be honoring him at a future date. Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. These are moments that just kind of without words, but we live in a great community. All right. The next item is to consider approving the appointments of each of the vacancies for the Blight Abatement Advisory Committee for a 4-year term, beginning May 1st, 2021 through May 1st, 2025. Is there any comments from anyone on staff? No. Are there any questions from the council?
So moved.
Right, I don't see any questions. Any comments from the public regarding this item? It doesn't look like there is. No comments from the council, so we have a motion by Councilmember Wright.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Zalaki. The city clerk, please take the roll for this item.
Councilmembers Escutia Brayton,
Aye.
Madrigal. Councilmember Madrigal. Councilmember Ricky,
Aye.
Zalaki,
Aye.
Canoyer,
Aye.
Wright,
Aye.
Mayor Swallen.
Aye. That motion carries. Now is the time for public comment. If anyone wishes to speak on any item under public comment, and each of you have 3 minutes. It looks like I have Allison Seaver.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, I hope you guys are all having a great day, but I did just get pretty offended with you guys wanting to take a whole week to acknowledge 911 dispatchers and saying how with the last year they have done nothing but an amazing job, but when a 911 dispatcher relayed incorrect information about my brother and helped my brother Trevor Seaver get killed, I don't believe that's a great job, and I do not believe that person should be recognized. But what I do believe in is that we should make April 24th, which is Trevor's 30th birthday, National Trevor Seaver Day, since you guys all allowed Joseph LaMattia to stay on the force this whole time, and you guys all allowed Trevor Seaver to get murdered by Joseph LaMattia. So that's the least you guys could do, is make April 24th National Trevor Seaver Day and honor him. And you guys can sing him happy birthday, since you guys have sang happy birthday for people who are well over 100 years old who died because of old age, when Trevor Seaver died with his hands up asking for help. So let's help this community. Let's stop dragging our feet. Let's help. Let's get Cahoots going. Cahoots will cover so much. I don't understand why you guys are just dragging your feet with it. We've gone so long without Trevor, and it's so heartbreaking. I don't want another Trevor Seaver to happen in Modesto. Let's make Modesto better, and let's honor Trevor Seaver. Thank you.
Thank you. Kevin McClarty?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I wanted to talk to you about the Rigsmore overpass, and I want to say that I know that it comes under Caltrans. I understand that you do not have authority over it, but as the mayor and as the council, you represent the people of Modesto, and you can get Caltrans to listen to you much better than one citizen can calling in, because you represent the people of Modesto. The Brixmore overpass has become exceedingly dangerous at night because, especially if you are going north on the overpass from Carpenter Road or on Carpenter Road, if you're going north, you're going to go up to the overpass as you're ascending the top of the grade there. And then there's a gap where there are no lanes marked. And then you get to the other side, those lanes are extremely hard to see. The white meridian strips, whatever they call those things, I just call them the lane dividers. Those little plastic things around things, and then the painted lines, they are completely faded away. And you can be driving north on the Brixmore overpass, and by the time you get to the other side of that gap, you can be in the wrong lane, and no fault of your own. And so somebody needs to go in there and restripe that overpass before something bad happens there. And I'm asking the council, especially asking the mayor, to contact Caltrans and lobby for them to fix that, lobby for them to repaint those stripes and make that overpass safe again, because right now it is very dangerous. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Susan Beasley?
Good afternoon. This is Susan Mendieta Beasley, Executive Director of the Parent Resource Center. I'm here today just to share with my fellow Modestans and with you, members of the City Council, that the month of April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. And we here at the Parent Resource Center, in partnership with the City of Modesto, have been providing preventive services to our families, children, for probably about 11 years in this partnership and about 28 years overall in Stanislaus County. And another reason that I'm here, because it is Child Abuse Prevention Month, is to invite everyone on Friday, April 23rd at 10 a.m. to observe a moment of silence wherever you are. It could be virtual, it could be there in your own offices, it could be just in your own home. But at 10 a.m. on that Friday, it's Child Remembrance Day, when we remember children who've been lost to abuse. So we invite you to come join us at one of our two locations, either on 5th Street or in the airport neighborhood. And if you're going to join us in person, please do call ahead so that we make sure we have room for you. We also will be distributing these wonderful pinwheels. We call them the pinwheels of prevention because a pinwheel reminds us of a happy childhood. It's a whimsical object, and it makes us kind of happy and makes us laugh. And it would give me immense pleasure to see throughout my city pinwheels everywhere. And I know some of the past and current city council members, you've received one in past years. So if you'd like to get one this year, just give us a call at 549-8193. And again, just be sure to join us wherever you are on Friday, April 23rd at 10 a.m. for a moment of silence. And let's remember how precious our children really are. Thank you.
Thank you. Bianca Lopez?
Hi, good evening. Once again, I am here to keep the conversation going about police accountability in the City of Modesto. I don't see any agenda items here today regarding the listening sessions. I would like a report back of some kind. Last meeting, the City Council approved to host these listening sessions. Although there was no actual timeline shared with us about when those would begin and when they will be held, in what format. So I want to share with you some thoughts that I've been having about your community engagement process for police accountability. I believe there are a few steps that you can take to make sure that this process is an equitable one. First of all, it must be accessible to working people, so please consider the time and place that you hold these meetings. It must consider language accessibility. We've been talking about translation to the City Council documents and City Council meetings, and I think that's definitely something that should not and cannot be overlooked. I want to share I agree with Allison about why is this taking so long. I understand it takes time to implement a process like the Hoots, a program like the Hoots, but the engagement process, in order for it to be equitable, it cannot be delayed any longer. We've been having these listening sessions. I don't know, it seems like you have been listening. Joseph Lamantia is fired and has been charged, but it's time for some action. So please don't make this a lengthy process of having these listening sessions when we've been sharing our stories. Most importantly, it must not have police or the union at the table. That is going to be very key for this to be a successful and equitable process. The union president of the police departments here wrote or was quoted in a recent Modesto Beat article and stating that he expects to be at the table. Well, we expect them not to be at the table. You don't invite the bully while the victims are sharing their stories.
30 seconds.
That is not equitable process. And then based on the conversation, the presentation by the chief yesterday at the Safety and Communities Committee, it is obvious that the strategic plan for safety isn't being strategic. So let's be strategic about this equitable process for engagement. It must include funds, because if we know that we are going to be having some kind of program implemented, these funds should already be allocated and should be taken into consideration when you are making these plans. Thank you.
Thank you. Ramon Rodriguez?
Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Once again, I'm speaking on behalf of Alonso Nunes. It's been over 2 months and still no justice for Alonso Nunes because his oppressors, the 3 Modesto police officers, are still on the job without being held accountable. And his family is still suffering from the effects of being abused by the police department. And I'm asking you, I know that Joseph Lamantia has been fired, but I want to see the same thing with officers Carranza, Espinosa, Column for the abuse of Alonso Nunes. And he's facing trumped-up charges of resisting arrest, but I saw the video and all he did was nothing. He was scared and confused of why he's being arrested. And the officer that came to arrest him beat him up severely. Have you not heard about the case in Minnesota? It's happening. It's still happening everywhere in this country. And I want asking is justice for Alonso, because we had enough of your police officers abusing people, and it's costing us the city more money in settlements and lawsuits. And right now I'm asking that his charges be dropped and that the officers involved in the abuse be disciplined, investigated, fired, prosecuted, and convicted of assault and false imprisonment and abuse of their authority. And yes, everyone's agreeing we need a civilian review board because the family always gets triggered warnings and anxiety and panic attacks when they see a police officer because of that ordeal. And all I want now is justice, not just for Alonso and Trevor, but for the people who have been abused by the police. And that is why we need a real civilian review board, as well as alternative programs when a person is suffering a mental crisis. And I want to see changes now. We don't want any more delays or nonsense. We want change now. Thank you.
Thank you. Kyle Seaver?
How's everybody doing tonight?
We're doing okay.
Good. So my name is Kyle Seaver. I'm Trevor Seaver's brother. First off, I would like to ask the city of Modesto if we could get a mural painting of Trevor Seaver downtown Modesto. I think this mural should be funded by the city. Trevor's life was taken from him by a Modesto police officer. the least you could do is have a mural in downtown. I'd also ask that we could get a statue of Trevor, either at Downey football field or Modesto Junior College football field. Everybody that knows Trevor knows he officiated football throughout the community. He is also a part of these football programs, so it would be a great honor. I would just like to double off what my sister was saying about the dispatcher, quoted in her saying to the officers that Trevor was walking over with a gun. That was never stated by Allison. She relayed misinformation. I'd just like to bring attention. We all know what's going on in Minnesota. 20-year-old Mr. Wright was just killed by police officers who fired their weapon instead of a taser. I just want to remind the community of Kim Jackson. What happened to Kim Jackson? Instead of a beanbag, she was hit with a breaching round. This is something that's going on in our community and still is going on, and we need accountability. I'm also asking that police officers, whenever they fire or discharge their weapon, that they're drug and alcohol tested. I'm also asking that the intern chief of police, Brandon Gillespie, step down from his position. I ask that the city council steps in and acts as the intern chief of police oversight until we are able to hire a new chief of police. I ask within these police hiring practices that the community is able to be a part of this and know what's going on in these hiring practices, so that we are not just hiring police officers with a bad background.
30 seconds.
I'd also like to see if the city of Modesto could establish a better notification system similar to Amber Alerts whenever there is a major incident relating to Modesto police officers. Thank you guys for your time.
You're welcome. Darlene Ruiz.
Good evening, City Council. I'm calling. I would love to get a mural put in Modesto, like Kyle just spoke about, of Trevor. I think it would be amazing if there was somebody I could speak to implement that. I would love that. I also want to talk about cahoots, and I want to understand why it hasn't been put on the agenda and why nothing's happening. Also, the Civilian Review Board, I just feel like a broken record. I would love to see an external investigation come in and like Michael Janocco that was in the town hall meeting, an independent police auditor, and audit the Modesto Police Department and see exactly what's going on and what needs to be reformed and what needs to be changed, not the police policing themselves. I also want to say that even though he doesn't live in our town, Angelo Quintanto, the act of AB 490 passed committee today, and that's bans the use of restraints that cause positional acidification, and it'll go to the whole assembly now. So we're praying that passes. I hope the city council is listening to us and things start to change, because it seems like we call every week and nothing's really changing. We're just talking every week. I appreciate that Joseph Lamatia was fired and he's being prosecuted, but let's start making some real changes into the city. Thank you.
Thank you. I do not see any additional speakers online. Is there anyone from the public that's here in person? Looks like we have someone that wants to talk.
Dave Pratt of Series. I'm glad we're finally starting to open up things, sort of. This kind of reminds me of going to the ball game with my daughter, all the empty spaces. At least, hopefully, we'll get more back to normal than what we are. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other, we don't have any blue cards, do we, tonight? No other speakers from the public? All right. Will the city clerk please read the consent items?
Item number 4, consider approving the minutes from the April 6, 2021 council meeting. Item number 5, consider approving the recommended budget adjustments to fiscal year 2020-2021 annual operating and capital improvement program budgets. Item number 6, consider approving a will serve letter and outside service agreement for water service for the property located at 0 Peroni Road in Modesto. Item 7, consider approving cooperative agreements with Caltrans for the project initiation document phase of Brixmore at State Route 99 interchange and Standiford at State Route interchange reconstruction projects. Item 8, consider approving fiscal year 2021-2022 annual engineers report and setting a public hearing for the levy and collection of assessments for the maintenance and service of 77 streetlights within the Shackelford Landscape and Lighting District. Item 9, consider approving fiscal year 2021-22 annual engineers report and setting a public hearing for the levy and collection of assessments for landscape maintenance in the public right-of-way, street medians, and areas adjacent to the access control walls in Dry Creek's Meadows subdivisions numbers 1 through 6. Item 10, consider approving the fiscal year 2021-2022 annual engineers report and setting a public hearing for the levy and collection of assessment for landscape maintenance in the public right-of-way, street medians, and areas adjacent to the access control walls in Dry Creek's Meadow subdivisions numbers 7 through 10, Creekwood Meadow subdivision, and Yosemite Meadow subdivision units 1 and 2. Item 11, consider the annexation of Metro at the Village and Icon at the Village to City of Modesto Community Facilities District number 2004-1, Village 1 number 2. Item 12, consider approving the establishment of the City of Modesto Cannabis Permit Review Committee for non-storefront and non-delivery commercial cannabis permits and appointing 3 committee members. Item 13, consider accepting the monthly investment report for January 2021. Item 14, consider approving the updates to the city's debt management policy. Item 15, consider approving the updates to the city's investment policy. Item number 16, consider approving a First Amendment to the agreement with United Site Services for a Portable Americans with Disability Act restroom trailer to increase the amount by $91,210 from $274,440 to a new total amount of $365,360 over the term of the agreement for United Site Services and Sun Valley Portable Restrooms. Item 17, consider approving the award of bid for 5 3-axle vacuum trucks to municipal maintenance equipment. Item 18, consider approving the extension of termination dates of 11 annual purchasing agreements. Item 19, consider approving the awarded proposal and agreement for on-call after-hours answering services to Hartley and Associates for an estimated annual cost of $39,600. Item 20, consider approving the termination of furlough deductions and associated furlough hours effective pay period ending April 12, 2021. Item 21, consider approving a common use agreement with Modesto Irrigation District for the North Trunk Sewer Project. Item 22, consider rejecting all bids for the Fire Station 5 kitchen remodel project.
Move to approve all consent items.
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Councilmember Canoyer and a second from Councilmember Wright.
Council members, Escutia Brayton.
Aye.
Madrigal.
Aye.
Ricky.
Aye.
Zalaki.
Aye.
Canoyer.
Aye.
Wright,
Aye.
Mayor Swallen.
Aye. Carries unanimously. This time, do any of the council members have any comments and reports? Councilmember Escudia Brayton.
This was a real hand versus an electronic hand. Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize a constituent in District 1. This constituent has contributed significantly to not only the economy and vitality of District 1, but to Modesto as a whole. Specifically recognizing Mr. Jaime Jimenez for the establishment of 833 Event Center. 833 Event Center became a dream of Jaime Jimenez to create an upscale steakhouse. Unfortunately, then COVID, we all experienced COVID. Anticipating that this would be some time before things became normal, he decided to move forward with the construction of an upscale event venue. 833 Event Center is a premier venue designed to give guests a unique experience with multiple space opportunities. One being an elegant patio space that accommodates up to 300 seated guests for an outside celebration, live entertainment, special dinners, brunches, community events, and corporate gatherings. Other special amenities include the Vault, a private room that will accommodate 20 guests for an intimate dinner, a VIP lounge on the second floor that overlooks the City of Modesto's Arc, as well as many other luxury amenities that will help put Modesto on the destination for luxury accommodations. 833 Event Center is located in the beautiful vintage World Savings Bank building. On behalf of myself and the City of Modesto, I wish Mr. Jimenez and his team congratulations and well wishes in his support and contribution to Modesto, and wish him much success on this new business venture. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Councilmember Madrigal.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Real briefly, just wanted to follow up on a memo that myself and Councilmember Ricky sent to you regarding the American Jobs Plan, or AKA the American Infrastructure Bill that President Biden is, has been talking about in the news recently. Just wanted to request that the city manager bring to the city council the short-term and future infrastructure list of the needs of our city with the anticipated American Jobs Plan, aka American Infrastructure Bill. We believe that we should be strategic and prepared with an approved infrastructure project list when the funding becomes available, and that this be composed including council comments and ideas and solutions for our infrastructure needs in the short term and long term. This American Jobs Plan includes a large investment into new construction or the rebuilding of infrastructure across the United States. And so we eagerly look forward to discussing with you and the other members of the council how to best invest and make improvements in our community, with the focus on supporting and encouraging business development, of course, whenever possible. These results should be the results of this discussion and our plan regarding our infrastructure should definitely result in a healthier local economy that can support our city services and balance our revenues in a long-term sustainable way. So I'll just keep it at there. I hope we can have this discussion about infrastructure at a future council meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Ricky.
Thanks, Mayor. First of all, I just want to say I'm really looking forward to seeing you all in person again soon. When my vaccine gets all ready to go and all that good stuff. So I'm just excited about that. Just wanted to say that. And I also got a really cool phone call about the vaccines today from our friends over at 420 Chicago who are doing vaccines over in Tony's district. And they said there was no waiting this afternoon. So if you haven't gotten your vaccine, go check out Tony's district, 420 Chicago down there in the park. You can get your vaccine done with little or no waiting. So I would really push on that if you haven't got your vaccine yet. I also want to talk about a couple things going on. This is kind of my opportunity to communicate with my fellow council members and not get in trouble with the Brown Act. So I'm excited to talk about this stuff. One of the things we're working on in my district is forestry. We had a really good meeting this morning with staff, members of the College Area Neighborhood Association, interns from our Stan State internship program, and some of our neighbors. We're making some really good progress. I want to thank staff for all the hard work they're doing on this project. Like we have a really tough problem with all these trees that are dying simultaneously. It's a it's a big hill we got to climb together. And so I'm just really excited that you guys are all putting your heads together, trying to find solutions to a really, really tough problem. So they've got some really good ideas. We're gonna keep vetting them out, and then we're gonna come forward to the community with some ideas in the coming months. I also want to talk a little bit about a new idea. Well, not new, I've been working on it for a while, but I want to make sure my fellow council members know about the warehouse market idea that we're working on. It's similar to the Eastern Market in Washington, D.C., or kind of a Modesto-sized version of the marketplace in Seattle. The project ideally will achieve multiple goals, like creating businesses for local entrepreneurs, creating a regular spot where you can get fresh, locally sourced food, and just another place where we can all come together in downtown Modesto. So it's something we're working on, and I'm just excited to talk to you all about it when we can. Also, I was learning a little bit about this ornamental lawn ban that they're doing in Las Vegas right now. This ornamental lawn ban is basically for lawns that are not walked on by people. So they're just like a decoration, just a live lawn that's a decoration. In their case, they are actually, by banning these lawns, they're going to be reducing their water use by 15%. Now, we're not Las Vegas, so we probably won't we probably won't save that much water. But if we could save 5%, that'd be really, really huge. And here in Modesto, we have lots of demand for water. We need to conserve it for the good of our community, whether it's our residential community, our industry, or our local agriculture. Saving water water's like gold here, so we really need to work on it. And although we already do some really good programs like the Turf program that's out there, and everybody's saving a ton of water doing that, and there's also a Turf program already in place for businesses. Both are available, by the way, if you want to replace your lawns with water-free lawns, water-free landscaping. We've got some great programs for that. But we can also save a ton of water by banning ornamental lawns in public spaces, at businesses, or unused lawns at parks. So I look forward to talking to my fellow council members about this as well. Finally, I just want to give a warm District 3 welcome to Burley's California Bistro. It's going to be bringing some more deliciousness to District 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Councilmember Wright?
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank Todd Erickson, our CEO for our Modesto Convention and Visitors Bureau. He's put together a Zoom meeting with our representative, Josh Hodder, for the Shutter venue grants of $16 billion, and also for the $28 billion for the restaurant revitalization funds that are available. This Zoom meeting will be on April the 23rd. It's on it's going to be, I had it written, Monday the 19th from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And you have to register online. And if you want information, I'm sure staff will have it available. Or you can email me at dawright@modestogov.com. And I can send you the link so you can register. But this is a great program. Congressman's office is going to reach out to our restaurant community and our different venues in order to help them get the money that they deserve for the lost revenue. So I just want to thank Todd for really working hard and putting this together with our congressman.
Thank you. Any other comments? Councilmember Knoyer, Councilmember Zalaki?
The only thing is, I appreciate what other council persons are saying. On Monday, the day that they're having the webinar, we will be in our, 3 of us at least, and hopefully the rest of the council's listening into the budget hearing. And so we will not, I texted Todd and said that we'd not be able to attend because we have the budget hearings. But I'm sure it's going to be well worth everyone else listening to it. And we are really pleased to have someone like Todd that has been working really hard to put Modesto on the map. And he's kept us, right out there. And so, yeah, I think we really need to recognize him for that. And other than that, I have no comments.
Thank you. Councilmember Zalaki?
Thank you, Mayor. There we go. Thank you. The switch is just beyond the plastic. I can't get through to it very easily. I wanted to talk about one item since all the council is here, and I can freely talk about it. And that is item that was just approved on our consent agenda. It is called I'll describe it to you here. It's called a PID, Project Initiation Document. That is for both Stanford and Briggsmore. Now, many of you who have been longtime Modestans recognize Briggsmore was built undersized back when it was built, I think, in the 70s initially. And it's been a traffic jam and a problem. We even had someone speaking about problems with it today. About 2 years ago, I'm a member of StanCog, and we were looking at our 10-year plan, working with Measure L of what projects we wanted to support in the next 10 years. And I asked that we put Pellendale and Stanford, we put Stanford and Briggsmore on this project list. And I had to convince the executive committee and convince the entire StanCog board at that time. They agreed to do that. And since then, working behind the scenes, I've worked with Caltrans, the director, District 10, Dan, who left about 6 months ago. We now have a new director there. But in any case, they moved the project forward. And we had this come through. We approved it here at the council today. What that means is the initial environmental design will be under review. This is the first of many, many projects. It's going to take a few years. And the reason I'm bringing it up with both of these, it's going to take a commitment from the council to move this project forward from this point forward. And particularly Briggsmore. Stanford does not have any CFF dollars. That's set-aside dollars that are collected from every permit that is taken in the city of Modesto. Helps put those matching dollars in order to get federal grants and state grants and those other kinds of things. Briggsmore has zero, and Stanford has some. So it's going to be important. If we want to fix Briggsmore, we want to fix it so it can handle the traffic that we can eliminate. We need more turns into it to get traffic that goes through, have a bypass and such. It's going to take a commitment of this council to do it. So this is an opportunity for us to be watching in the future. If you believe that those should be fixed, now is the chance, because Caltrans is involved in this project. They are working in coordination with CTC, California Transportation Commission, who actually will issue the approvals of any state dollars that come into it. And the federal dollars, of course, we will have to work with our congressmen and continue with their interest in it. These projects, for me, are very important. I've watched them. They've, particularly Briggsmore, have been a source of community, constant challenges of the traffic trying to get through there. And we can fix that. And it will help with our economic development significantly in traffic throughness and thoroughfares. So I just wanted to point out the importance of those projects. It's now in our hands at this council to keep it moving forward. And as we're looking at dollars that are coming in, this is an opportunity to maybe consider investing those two projects into those two projects, getting it through the environmental phase. That's going to be easily 2 years. If we have the dollars and we have it in place, we can move this a little faster and show that those that provide those resources, the state and the federal government, that we're interested and we're putting money behind it, and that does always help. So anyway, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much for your comments. It's really engaging to have members of the public attend with us and even stay on. I hope that, I think a few of the reports illustrated how many people are involved in our community to improve it in whatever way that we can. And one little sidelight, I'm still reeling from the comment that World Savings Bank, I think it was referred to as a vintage bank. And yeah. I think I remember when it was built and it was modern too, yeah. and new. And so that's where we're at. Yeah. All right, does the city manager have any comments and report? All right, are there any matters too late for the agenda? Not that I am aware of. Seeing none, I am calling this meeting of the City Council adjourned.